Top 10 Opportunities for Christian Stewardship Services.
Hello everyone. I'm going to talk to you today about another simple tool that CSS has to offer, and it's actually quite an easy sell because the donor gets to maintain control of their capital. So that's our revocable deposit agreement. Over the last 6 years, that we've doubled the amount of those agreements that we have in our portfolio. And here again, so the donor deposits their money with us. It then becomes part of our pool that we lend out to the Christian institutions and in mortgages and loans. These deposits are available for the donor to access back, although we're looking for a 2-year commitment since it's being lent out then again in mortgages and loans. So we need that long-term commitment. But it is completely accessible to the donor upon demand with proper notice, 30, 60, or 90 days, depending on the amounts that they want back. So let's take an example of a $50,000 pool of money that a depositor has as a reserve fund. They might have it in a GIC or just sitting in their savings account at the bank. They can then deposit that with us, and it would earn the interest that our pool is earning. So over the last year, that was a 6% return. 1% of that is taken for administration, used for all of our work that we do. The balance then, the donor has the possibility, so it's a depositor rather than a donor, but then he becomes a donor because of the balance of interest earned. So the 5% then that is earned, half of that they can take themselves as an income stream. The other half then becomes a donation to their favorite charities. So it was mentioned earlier, the letter of direction. We use that tool there as well. The depositor would then say, these are the charities that I would like to support with that fund. So with the $50,000 generating 5%, they could then get back $1,250 per year as an income stream, and then also donate $1,250 to yourselves if it's one of your supporters, or split that over a number of charities. So why would you use that tool? Well, because it's very simple. People like to support you. They're sometimes a little resistant to give you their capital, but they can then put this deposit with us, retain some ownership of the capital, but support you ongoing with this regular donation stream. So again, an individual might have some reserve funds, and we have a number of depositors, actually, most of them older depositors who have money in GICs. So as those GICs come due on an annual basis, they've been depositing those funds with us at CSS, earning a much better interest than they were at the bank, and then also supporting their favorite organizations like you folks. I recently visited with a client, so how do they find out about this, right? Well, we had a call into the head office from a fellow in Niagara who was had some of these reserve funds. And over the few years, he heard about us, he heard about what we've done, he'd seen the promotional material, but in actually one of your brochures that you sent out, a partner brochure, it had this little ad for Christian Stewardship Services. And he picked that up on his Sunday in his church, he took it home, he gave our head office a call, and we went to visit him, and there was an opportunity that this person had coming out of his business, $100,000 for 3 years, and they needed to put that somewhere. And they were looking to put it somewhere that would support, their favorite charities. They saw that little notice in the partner brochure, and then they took the step to call us. So that's why it's so important for you to promote these products, so that then there's a contact there. The partner then hears from us that there's ongoing support, and then you can contact that supporter and thank them and be involved with them on an ongoing basis. So it's an opportunity for mutual benefit. The depositor themselves receives a reasonable rate of return. You as a partner organization receive ongoing support in the form of the interest income. You can contact us to have a brochure made up to specifically address this. You'll see a brochure at the back there promoting our RDA. We can, add your information to that or something similar. And then you can build up that stream of income from your support base without asking for the money directly. You can then give a mutual beneficial situation for your supporters. I'm going to ask Henry Corney to come up and just share a little bit of how that experience has been for him with the Hamilton Niagara Foundation schools. That's fine as long as you project.
If I talk fast, it's because he said I only got 90 seconds.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks for the opportunity just to share our story. I never make the assumption when I'm talking to people that a 75 and 80-year-old really gets what the word revocable means. And we have used a few other ones in its place. But for me, the R in revocable, first of all, stands for what Janet alluded to at the beginning, relationship. If you don't have a relationship with your supporters, this likely isn't going to happen. It's not just a product out there. People are being inundated with solicitations for investment products, and for lack of having clarity, they'll choose to do nothing if you don't have a relationship with them. We were also blessed that when we started promoting this in May of 2003, we had some early momentum. There were a couple of immediate interests, and I had the privilege or the honor that my own in-laws and parents decided to participate. And then we had a couple of board members participate, and board members brought their widowed mothers on board. So within 2 years, there was what we call our little pool. There was over $300,000 in there. And that gave us a unique opportunity to put a little graph in each newsletter, our RDA tracker, and it just kept going up and up and up. But by and large, every single participant came to us through that relationship that we were trying to foster. And it also had to also show respect for them, because by and large, these were not people that, if you had come to them saying, could I have $10,000 or $25,000, that was not the intent of these funds. These were funds for down the road. It was for the future. And of the 17 or so current participants, we used to have a few more, but there were, of the 5 that pulled up money, 3 were only because of to settle estates, as in my parents, and 3 for settling estates. 1 was because they needed the funds for some emergency, and the other one, the smallest one, was they treated it as a bank, and all of a sudden they realized CSS did a really unique thing right after the recession and put the admin fee down from 1% to 0.5% for half a year or more. And when it went back up, they were just floored by this. Like, this can't be. So they pulled it out. So it was almost better that was gone. But we had to show respect that they came to us. This was something they were setting aside for the future. But as a result, this pool now, if none of it had come out, there would have been about $2.3 million in there. There currently is about 1.85. But this has allowed our foundation to receive, and I want Jill to look it up sometime, but I'm just guessing about $250,000 since 2003 that has come by way of semi-annual checks. Some we can use as operating income, some we've used to fund bursary programs, some we've put back into the school endowments, all allowing the investor, the deposit holder, to say what works for them. So it's been a really, it's been a fun thing, and I think I've passed my 90 seconds. I don't know.
Thanks, Henry. And he used a key word, right? Relationship. It is about the relationship that you have with your supporters and that you have with us, and how we can help you work that out. So now,
Trust and help. Call 1-800-267-8890 or visit us online at csservices.ca. Thank you.